What's up, guys? John Ross here for Ross Racing on a cloudy, kind of chilly Friday afternoon here in southern Minnesota. But at least unlike the last couple of weeks, it's dry outside. So we're getting ready to take the USRA B mod here out to Fairmont Raceway in Fairmont, Minnesota. It's the biggest, fastest track we go to, and it's nice and cool outside, so it should be good conditions for a good racing surface. And that little small block Chevy in there ought to be making, well, as much horsepower as it ever makes anyway. So yeah, follow along with us. You know how it is if you're a racer, nothing's ever done. So we still got a little bit of work to do on this thing before we load it on the trailer and head out to the track in a couple hours. So I'll let you follow along with that, and then we'll get out there and get some video for you. Well, first things first, we got a pile of tires here that need grinding. And normally Patrick's the tire guy, but he's had a busy week, and you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna grind these myself. It's like the good old days. We got the battery for the winch on the Charger here real quick, just giving that a quick zap of electricity to make sure we can get the car onto the trailer. And you know, the reason why we winch the car up on the trailer instead of driving it is because the transmissions in these cars are really not friendly for low speed driving, putting around, slipping the clutch, whatever. I'm going to do a whole video about the drivetrain in these cars at some point. But right now, I'm going to show you the quick change rear end because we got to change gears in this thing to get ready to go to Fairmont. Now, a quick change rear end is something that's really cool that we're allowed to run in this B-Mod class, because as the name implies, it makes changing gears to go to different tracks quick and really easy. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with that, what I mean by changing gears is we change the final drive ratio in this rear end, which changes the relationship between the speed that the engine spins and the speed that the tire spins. And you do that so that whether you're going 80 miles an hour at I-35 or 100 miles an hour at Fairmont at the end of the straightaway, you keep your engine in the right power band. So all you got to do to change gears in this thing is zip off these 10 little aluminum nuts, and that exposes the spur gears, which change your final drive ratio. Come on, bastard. As you can see, you do lose a little bit of fluid in the process. I'll show you how we deal with that here in just a minute. So the cover comes off. You can see those spur gears in there. So this is a 608 gear set that's coming out. This is what we ran at I-35 in the feature. We'll install a 520 gear set for Fairmont. Now, these gear sets run you about $100, which sounds expensive, until you compare it to the fact that if you're running, say, like a Ford 9-inch, a nice built third member, which is what you would need to swap gears in one of those things, it's going to run you anywhere from $600 to well over $1,000. Cover goes right back on. And we'll zip these all down just snug. And that's it. That's a gear change. So as I mentioned, when you pull that back cover off, you lose a little bit of fluid. Obviously, if you're in a pinch, you can reuse the fluid that comes out. You know, if you got a clean drain pan or whatever, that drain pan's a little dirty. I've got plenty of fluid, so I'm just going to put some fresh stuff in it. That's where this little hose comes in. That runs up to this fill can on the deck. Just pop the sealed cap off of that, and I'll put about a quarter, almost half of a quart of fresh fluid in there. That'll top off what we lost in the gear change. All right, next thing's next. You're looking up under the dash here. There you see the master cylinders for my brakes and clutch. Now these have been leaking, not out the fittings or whatever. They've been leaking around the gasket on this cap. And the caps are held down by this little spring lever, and they've got this little formed rubber gasket on the underside that basically just always leaks. They're notorious for it. So rather than buying a new cap, which is the only way you can get a new gasket, I'm just gonna make my own. So right here I got some SBR rubber, and I got some Loctite 401 super glue, which based on a quick, 5-minute super thorough Google job, that's the stuff that you want to stand up to brake fluid, and that's the stuff that you want to secure that to the underside of the cap so it doesn't shift. So I'm gonna cut that to fit the underside of the cap, glue it on there, and hopefully that stops me getting brake fluid leaked all over my feet while I'm driving. So there's the super high-tech final product. Will it work? No idea, but we're gonna find out. It can't be any worse than it was before.
Nailed it. I mean, a little premature, but
Well, always the exact opposite.
Well, this is our gratuitous pre-race in the truck shot. Don't worry, we're not moving. So, all the cops can just step off. But, yeah, we're here at Casey's. Patrick's got some zingers. We're about 20 minutes from the track. I don't know where Tim is, possibly looking for some imported Japanese pornography. But yeah. Yeah, so we're, it's almost Fairmont time. Here we go. Let's do this thing. So you might not be able to tell just by looking at it from here since we didn't have the onboard camera last time, but the track was quite a bit drier this time than it was last time we were out at Fairmont, and I already noticed that just, basically as soon as I got out on the track for hot laps. So we were a little bit worried about the setup, that we were going to be too loose given that the track was a little bit drier. I did notice, and you'll see as we're going around here and getting ready to take the green for hot laps, that there's still a nice strip of moisture down around the inside of the track. And so that kind of really became the game the whole night, was just trying to stay down there on the bottom, keep the left side tires in that little strip of tack. And of course, as you see here pretty quickly, that 47 car up in front of me kicks up some mud from that and kind of makes the camera shot here move. So we'll jump ahead in the night. Well, our starting position in the heat race is set by a random draw out of 100, and I drew a 96. So I was starting dead last in the heat race. Out of 9 cars, got to make it up to 4th to make the redraw. So we made some adjustments in the heat race, got the guys behind me there. So yeah, let's do this, see if we can make it up in the top 4. had a pretty damn good heat race. Went from P9 up to P3. So we made the redraw, and that means we're gonna start 5th. Of course, that guy, where's he at? Over there, the 81 that always wins. Of course, he drew first, but we'll see what we can do. We had a little bit of confusion on where we were supposed to be starting. Ended up starting, I think, 9th instead of 5th where I thought. But we passed some cars. We'll have some onboard footage, so that'll be fun. Patrick, any thoughts?
Wait till you see the footage.
Well, by the time they get to this point in the video, they've already seen it. Well, yeah, we're going to get out of here, get the car cleaned up in the morning. We're going to go to Deer Creek tomorrow and see if we can play with the big boys out there.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, it's the next morning. We got the car off the trailer, getting ready to wash it. As you can see, I got all the critical mechanical and electrical components of the engine sealed up from water. We also sprayed the headers down with some WD-40, a little bit of rust prevention there. Cheaper than getting them ceramic coated for sure. We got a little bit of body damage on the right rear when the leader broke on that last restart. It was a big checkup. Got some damage out of that, and on the right front as well. So we're gonna beat the sheet metal out, get her washed up, get the tires off of her, get the tires washed, get the tires ground. Go through. We're gonna make some setup adjustments for going to Deer Creek tonight. And then one thing also I wanted to mention, I can't remember if I've said this before. Talking about, trying to get some life out of these tires by grinding them and whatnot. Every tire on this car is used. I think the newest one on the car is probably that right rear. It has about 5 nights on it. And that's not really a recipe for success, especially when we're going to probably the most competitive track in USRA B-Mod tonight. But that being said, it's early in the season. Don't really have it in the budget for a brand new set of shoes right now, so we're just doing what we can with what we've got, trying to figure the setup out, and then hopefully, once we get some new rubber on it, we're going to go right to the front. What's up, guys? We're on the road on the way to Deer Creek. Got the car loaded up. Yeah, hoping for the best. It sounds like we're going to be first in the running order. The B-Mods will, so hopefully there will still be some moisture in the track, and that'll negate the disadvantage a little bit that we're at with these 10-ish night old tires. But Patrick and I did everything we can within the rules, of course, to massage some life back into them. Give them some CPR, if you will. So yeah, hoping for good things. We'll see what happens. Patrick, you got any thoughts?
It's gonna be a beautiful night.
Yeah, it is gonna be a beautiful night.
Finally, no rain. Nothing better to ask for.
Well, we just made it back from hot laps. Made a few adjustments after that session just to kind of adjust for this track being a little bit different from where we've raced so far this year. It's a little bit smaller, a lot more banking. So I made some suspension changes to account for that. There's 42 USRA B-Mods here today. which means they're going to run twin features. So rather than running a B main and only taking 26 cars to the A feature like they normally would, Deer Creek has basically upped the purse to allow them to run two full features. So we're going to roll off 7th out of 8 cars in our heat race, and we'll see where we slide into one of those two A features.
Olson Jr. will bring him to the Medieval Chassis start zone, and we are right on race 55. That brings off the caution flag.
Don't move it, but did you lose a drive shaft? Did he just lost power or what? But it looks like he's going to need some assistance on the back stretch, so we'll get these cars lined back up and get Noah back off the track so we can check things out for B-Main a little bit later.
We'll just mention too, we just want to thank the Grinstead family, Mike Grinstead and his family at Meadow Greens Golf Course in Austin. They jumped on board and are sponsoring the USRA Hobby Stock Division. We want to thank them. Great. Cody Shaw, now you're the leader. He'll inherit the lead after Grinstead breakdown. As we come into the Medieval Chassis start zone.
Pretty decent in our heat race, at least moved forward from the 7th starting position to finish 4th. So they ended up doing a redraw, the top 8 in passing points for each of the 2 A features, and of course we were 9th in passing points. So missed the redraw by 1 spot, so that means we'll roll off 9th in the feature. We made some more changes to the car, made a bar angle change, put newish tires on it, newer. We've only got like 5 races on it, so you know, that's really pushing it for us. But yeah, you got Piper the race dog here. Say hi, Piper. She really likes racetrack food. But yeah, we're gonna roll off 9th, see what we can do. A lot of fast cars in this feature. We're playing with the big boys now. Well, we're back at the trailer after a eventful A main. Started 9th, was running really good inside the top 10, and then got hung on the outside on a restart when there really wasn't an outside group to be in, and went backwards. Ended up 15th out of 21 cars, but set the 6th fastest lap of the race. So like we had a good car.
Yeah, we definitely had a good car. We learned a lot. If we could have just gotten a few more up there with us, I think we might have had something to play with them big guys up there.
Yeah, the car wasn't bad on the top, but there was only 3 or 4 of us up there. We were the first feature of the night. The track was still kind of crumbly, just there wasn't the traction up there.
Yeah, they just prepped it right before you guys, so I mean, nothing to hang our head on. I mean, we can only go up from here. I mean, just keep adding to the notebook.
Yeah, that's one thing I think we can be proud of this week. We changed every single session, the whole week we changed something on the car, and probably almost all of them made it better. None of them really made it worse. Some didn't really do anything, but
Yeah.
we never made it worse. We made the car better all week.
Well, that was kind of the goal for the weekend,
So, you know, taking this old bucket of bolts with a home-built engine and some 10 race old tires out here against, you know, probably the toughest competition in all of USRA BMOD, I would say. I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of with a 15th place finish.
No, not at all.
I think next time when we come back out here like for medieval night, we're gonna put it on them.
That's the goal.
Well, thanks everybody for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Thanks to all my sponsors, everybody you know I know there's only a few of you that have been watching every video, but we really appreciate the views and the comments. Share them, you know, spread it around, all that good stuff.
Like, comment, subscribe.
What he said. That's all, folks.